Hey there, Inklings. Welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you. Today I want to talk about books, specifically the books that have inspired me. When I think about the authors on my favorites list and the authors that I've kind of discovered over the last couple of years as well, like T.A. White, I wonder often if I would be where I am as an author if not for them, because it has been incredible what self-publishing has done and how it has changed the scape of publishing and how we have access to our favorite authors now and how we can actually impact them as readers. It's just incredibly cool. We have access to people in a way that we never have before, and sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing, but I think in this case it's a very good thing. So one of the authors that impacted me the most as a young female writer was S.E. Hinton, and most of us know the movie The Outsiders, but I read the books long before I saw the movies. The Outsiders, That Was Then, This Is Now, Rumblefish, and she impacted me amazingly. When I first read her books, I didn't realize she was female, and I also didn't realize that she was a teenager when she had written The Outsiders. And so when I found that out, that was so incredibly inspiring to me, because to me that was just that validation that I needed, that there was a space in publishing for young female authors that were dreamers and weren't afraid to tell the truth, because her writing is just raw and gritty, and it was a dialogue about the social system at the time, and some of that stuff hasn't really changed at all, but she impacted me so much, and through her, that was really where my writing adventure began. Now, I read voraciously all through my youth. My poor local library, they didn't know what to do with me. I was reading faster than they could get new books, and then when the interlibrary loan system opened up, I was ordering books from all over the state, and it was just an amazing youth. I mean, yeah, there was some things that were terrible and I would have changed, but reading was always my escape, and then writing later became the way I freed myself. And so words have always been a very important part of my life. Another series that impacted me quite a bit was Cat Scratch Fever and Cataract by Tara K. Harper, and she also wrote the Wolfwalker series. And those books were full of strong characters. Complex, terrible things would happen to them, and how they would get through it and how they would survive and cope. And the Phoenix Chronicles, I feel like, was just an extension. That's a new series that's been coming out over the last few years by T.A. White, and her books are amazing. That same thing, that strong characterization, the edge of the seat action, just really amazing writing that just takes you on a trip to another world, and you can completely suspend belief and fully engage and believe that these things are real and are happening. Francine Rivers is also another one of my favorites, and I discovered her when I think I was 16 or 17. And her books are very emotional and spiritual, and she always has this way of portraying the grittiness and the truth of life without it being like celebrated. The Redeeming Love, obviously, we all know that one, but her latest one, The Masterpiece, kind of went back to her roots. Those books just really taught me that there is a space for me, because I don't write that cookie cutter kind of Christian religious story. I like to write really raw characters who are flawed and who are damaged and who do terrible things, and real people, just like real people. And so it was her books that kind of gave me that nerve to be edgy and real and daring with my storytelling. But the root of all of my passion as far as franchises has to be Star Wars. Like millions of other people, I saw Star Wars when I was very, very young. I want to say that I was probably like 7 or 8 when I first recall seeing the first one. That is now the fourth one. But the Star Wars franchise, it kind of has influenced all of my interests as a reader. It ignited that desire and those ideas, those big ideas that space adventure and science fiction bring, like the commentaries of life that we make and the predictions of the future and things like that that we make in science fiction, it has always appealed to me. And that first came from my love of Star Wars. That space opera, science fiction, world building, the hero's journey, all of that. I just love it. So I revisit these stories honestly at least once a year. If not one or two of them a year, I will read all of them throughout the year. And of course, Star Wars goes without saying, because that was kind of the thing my husband and I bonded over. So we are a Star Wars house. But March is also Small Press Month. And it kind of got me thinking about how we maybe think that we can't influence our favorite authors, but you can. And as an independent author and a small press owner, I understand the grit and the passion and the frustration and the tears and the blood and all that goes into publishing, especially doing it all on my own. And I just wanted to kind of share with you some super easy ways that you can support the authors that inspire you. And the first one really is just buy directly from the author. I know that Amazon is pretty convenient. It's just real easy to log in there, click a button, have it delivered to your Kindle, or have it delivered to you within a day or two. But when an author sells directly through their website, you're going to support them in a greater way because they're going to be receiving the full profit of that book instead of just a 30 to 70% royalty. You are also going to benefit because you're going to get likely a signed copy of your favorite book by your favorite author. Another way that you can directly impact them is by leaving a review. Seriously, reviews matter. They really do. And not in the way of like impacting the author directly, because reviews are for readers, they're not for authors. Yes, we do use them to quote and to promote our work, but they really are only about driving other readers to our books. A few kind words on Amazon, Goodreads, or social media platforms can help an author reach new readers. So if you love that book, let the world know. Tell everyone, I read this awesome book and I think y'all should read it, and you'll be amazed how far that can go with an author. You can also recommend these books to your friends. Word of mouth is still one of the best and most powerful ways of getting the word out there about books or pretty much anything, even with social media, because there's so much noise, there's so much going on, but we still have a direct influence on our social sphere that we engage with every day. So tell your coworkers, tell the stranger on the bus who's caught you reading about this book, and you will be surprised. It just takes 3 seconds of your time, and you could make a sale or 2 or 3 sales on behalf of your favorite author. You can also request books at your local libraries and at bookstores. If your favorite author is releasing a new book and you want to see it on the shelves right away, go in and request it. Most libraries and bookstores will order books if people request them. Libraries often will have budgets specifically for local authors. Another way is to like, follow, and engage on social media. Even simple engagements on your favorite author's social media page can mean all the difference in the world. It can push the author's posts up in the algorithm. It can boost their visibility and drive readers to their pages and readers to their books. It only takes a few minutes to just hit the like button or the heart button or make a quick comment about how much you like their work, and it can make a huge difference, not just in sales, but in encouraging that author to continue, because sometimes we feel a little invisible, and if readers can reach out and tell us how much they love us, it can make our day. Also, sign up for author newsletters. I promise that not all newsletters are spam. Some can be, but others really are just the attempt to reach out to their readers. It's a great way to stay updated on your favorite authors' new releases, any special promotions they might have, behind the scenes, news that they probably are going to share on their newsletter first before they hit their social media with it. So if you want to feel like a behind the scenes insider, that's the best place to do it. Plus, you also benefit from this as well because authors often offer freebies, sneak peeks, and sales only to their subscribers. So you definitely will get the opportunity to benefit from being a subscriber. As always, thank you for being part of my writing journey, whether you're a fellow author rediscovering books that have shaped you, or a reader that wants to discover new worlds and adventures. I hope that this month has brought lots and lots of wonderful new worlds right before your eyes, and that you've had plenty of bookish joy. Before you go, let's try to keep this conversation going. Go ahead and drop a comment and let me know about the books that have inspired you. I too like to read new books and experience new genres, so feel free to share. What books have made you want to write? What books have made you fall in love with reading? I would absolutely love to hear. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe and click like on that video so you don't miss any of my future posts. You can also subscribe to my newsletter. I have the link down below in the description box. Happy reading, happy writing, and be sure to join me next week when I start to share news about my new release, Sacred Renewal. I'll talk to you guys later.